Let's stay with one coach and one dilemma the whole way through. A method you've only heard described is hard to trust. So in this video, we slow down and walk a single fork from beginning to end, watching the supervisor's actual questions at each step. You'll see the 5 moves from the last video: surface, clarify, widen, weigh, decide, not as a list this time, but as a real conversation. And you'll see the part coaches most often skip: the repair, what the coach actually does once the seeing is done. By the end, you should feel the shape of it well enough to run it yourself. Let me introduce the coach and the fork she brings. Here's the case. A supervisee, call her Maya, brings you one fork. Maya is a clearly framed illustration, not a real case, just a way to feel the shape of the work. She's coached a senior leader for 4 months. Last week, the leader's manager, who arranged and pays for the coaching, pulled her aside and asked, off the record, is he really committed, or is he checking a box? Maya gave a vague answer in the moment and has felt sick about it ever since. Notice what she's carrying: not a breach, a fork, a question that quietly tried to move a line, a vague answer she's not proud of, and a sick feeling she hasn't decoded. That sick feeling is the flicker. It's exactly the data we want to surface. Let's walk it. Start with surface, then clarify, and notice the supervisor's contribution is mostly questions. Surface first. You said you felt sick since. What is the sick feeling protecting? That question treats the unease as a signal, not something to reassure away. It asks Maya to turn toward the flicker instead of past it. Then clarify the collision. What's actually colliding here? Maya's contract with the sponsor, her confidentiality with the coachee, and her own integrity, 3 obligations meeting at once. And underneath them, that off-the-record framing, which quietly tried to move the line without anyone naming that it was being moved. You're not solving anything yet. You're helping Maya see precisely what fork she's actually standing at. Naming the collision cleanly is most of the work. Now widen, then weigh, and keep Maya in the discomfort long enough to actually think. Widen the field with questions she hasn't asked herself. What did she actually agree to about sponsor reporting at the start? What does her code say about confidentiality and third parties? Who's affected if the leader learns his manager fished for an assessment of his commitment? Each question opens ground her anxiety had closed off. Then weigh the options, out loud, together. She could go back to the sponsor and reset the boundary. She could bring it transparently to the coachee. She could do both. You're not choosing for her. You're making sure that when she chooses, she's looked at all of it: the agreement she made, the code she practices under, the people in the system, and the option she hadn't let herself see. Then decide and repair, and this is the part coaches skip. A dilemma isn't resolved until something is done. Maya decides on both conversations. To the sponsor, she resets the boundary. When we set this up, we agreed I'd share themes for our work, never a verdict on his commitment. Let me point you to the feedback I can give, and the kind that has to come from him directly. To the coachee, she names it, I want to be transparent about a conversation I had and how I'm holding our confidentiality. 2 short, uncomfortable conversations, and the boundary she lets slip gets reset. That's what resolving a dilemma actually looks like. Not a clever insight that stays in her head, but a coach willing to go back and set the boundary again, out loud, where it counts. So zoom back out. The value here wasn't the answer. Maya's particular fork is hers, and yours will look nothing like it. What she actually gained is the method. The 5 moves she'll now run herself the next time a sponsor leans on the line before the sick feeling has time to settle in. That's what you're building toward. Not a coach who brings you every fork to resolve, but a coach who's felt the shape of the work and can hold it on her own. This video pairs with the case bank on your lesson page, more forks to walk in your own words, because the framework only becomes yours once you've run it yourself. Maya's fork stayed inside the territory of supervision, though. She just needed to reset a boundary she'd let drift. But there's one boundary that doesn't bend, and it's the one new supervisors lose most quietly. The moment the work stops being about the coaching and starts being about the coach's own wound. So let's talk about what happens when the work wants to become therapy.